What's going on, everyone? Hootmoney here with another video for you guys today. Today, we're going to be talking about Clarus Therapeutics, or CRXT. This is a stock that has over 600% short interest currently and an 800% cost to borrow. These are some of the nuttiest short squeeze statistics that I have ever seen. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. If you guys want to join Hootmoney trade alerts, we made one play that ran 80%, another play that ran 650% as of today. Absolutely incredible. If you guys have not done it already, it was with RDBX, which is a short squeeze play, and SPY puts, or S&P 500 puts. Those ones ran absolutely ridiculous. I ended up cashing them out a little bit too early, but they ran 650% within like 3 hours. So if you want to check out Hootmoney trade alerts, it's that first link in the description down below. But with that being said, let's get right into the video. All right, so you guys can see right here in plain sight that short interest is up another 20% as of 7 a.m. this morning. 613% short interest compared to the free float, and 817% cost to borrow. So we really don't need to do anything other than just look at these short squeeze statistics. It's absolutely insane. But we have to be asking our question: why is this stock pumping so hard? Why does it have such high short interest? Well, their free float is being listed at 591,000 shares. Now, if we look at the institutional holders, it says HIG Capital has 5.69 million shares. Thomas McNerney and Partners has 5.5 million shares. CBC Group has 3.6 million shares. And Armis Capital has 2.45 million shares. So if we add up all these shares and we compare it to the shares outstanding of roughly 25 million, and then we subtract insider shares too, that would put us at around a float of 591K. Now, I am concerned that there may be a few miscalculations. However, when you're looking at that cost to borrow, it seems very likely that these are accurate statistics. I mean, 600% short interest combined with 800% cost to borrow, that's absolutely insane. I mean, those statistics are basically telling the story themselves. However, if we're looking at the institutional ownership of CRXT here on NASDAQ, so NASDAQ lists essentially a completely different institutional ownership, and they only list about 4 million shares. Now, with that being said, if only 4 million shares were owned by institutions and the free float was actually a lot larger at around 20 million shares, then I don't think there's going to be a cost to borrow number of 800,000, because, well, they would have more shares, right? They would have a lot more shares. So overall, I'm definitely floating in the ballpark of this having an extremely low float, at least as of right now. Does that make it a good investment, my friends? Well, it's already up a significant sum. As you guys can see right here, you are catching it on a nice oversold blue wave. It could potentially dip and it will have a nice better buying opportunity. But what I really want to look at is the whole reason for this company pumping in the first place. So if we just scroll out, we put the daily chart back here, you guys can see that it caught some volume back over here towards the end of March, and then it caught some volume right over here on April 14th. So we're going to be specifically looking at that April 14th pump, and we are going to be looking at what this company has filed. So as you guys can see right here on 4/11, they filed an S1 registration statement. Now, this S1 registration statement I don't believe is complete, because essentially it's going to be delusion, right? And it's not effective as of yet. I have confirmed that. So what we're looking at is they're saying that they have a bunch of units and then warrants, but they don't have an exercise price. They don't have an expiration date. So I do anticipate that this S1 statement will have an amendment, right? So an S1/A be filed before it could even go into effect. So if we're looking at Delusion Tracker right now, it says it has a high overall risk. And yes, there is a high overall risk, but the S1 is not currently in effect. So this S1 offering right here for $17 million, it's not currently in effect. And like I was just mentioning, it's more likely to get an S1A before it does go into effect. So until that moment, until it does go into effect, it's going to have super high short interest. So you can kind of see a similar situation here as you're seeing in a stock like SST, where short sellers are piling into it and going absolutely crazy because they know an S1 is going to go in effect in the near future. So it's kind of a game of cat and mouse until that S1 does go into effect. So you guys will see these headlines such as Clarus Therapeutics reports presentation of new data for its Gentezo at Androgen Society. Please forgive me if I'm pronouncing these things wrong. Annual meeting. So essentially, if it's presenting new data, that's an excuse for them to give news. It's also an excuse to pump their share price. As you guys can see, on April 19th, it did start moving up. So if we're just looking at the timeline of events right here, you guys can see on 4/11 or April 11th, they uploaded their S1 registration statement. Then on April 14th, they announced news that's not even going to be actual news until April 23rd. So what are the intentions of the company right here? I believe that they are likely trying to pump up their share price, which you can make money off of, in anticipation for the effectiveness of this S1 filing. Because if you are a company that is trying to raise money, you're going to want your share price as high as possible. And typically these do result in pump and dump like situations. That type of price action would occur in a stock like this. So again, while short interest is super high, cost to borrow is super high as well. It could lead to liquidations and margin calls before the effectiveness of the S1. Understand, this is a game of cat and mouse, and at some point the company is definitely very likely to pull that rug with the effectiveness of this S1, where they're raising roughly $17 million. I'd like to quickly thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Moomoo, a licensed FINRA broker that does absolutely zero payment for order flow and gives away free level 2 data. As you guys can see, they're running a promotion where all you have to do is deposit $1 in their platform. You can get up to $7,000 worth of free stock. Super easy. All you have to do is click the second link in the description or first link in the pinned comment section, make an account, deposit $1, and boom, they will be sending you those 2 free stocks up to $7,000. You can also deposit $2,000 to get 3 additional stocks valued up to $3,500 each. So by far, this is the best brokerage promotion, and you can only get it using the second link in the description or first link in the pinned comment section down below. But without further ado, let's get right back into the video. In terms of the technical analysis here, I do think that it will bounce. As you guys can see, the recent high was $3.92 as of yesterday. It is down significantly since then. I don't think it gets quite back up to all the way to $4 like it did yesterday, but if it got up to like the $3 range, I definitely would not be surprised. I also believe that if it gives up this trend line right here, there probably will be some more downside risk. So that's about it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, drop a like on it if you guys did. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. The general gist of today's video is that yes, this stock is shorted beyond absolute belief, but that short does come with reason because it is going to be diluted, and they are likely pumping this stock up right now, the company at least, with that news catalyst in order to have a higher share price when that S1 does go into effect. So I figured this would be a very educational video to people that don't necessarily understand all that and just see the 600% short interest and think that is that. Also, it's kind of confusing with the company's free float. It is listed at about 500,000 shares, but those institutional owners that Ortex is listing, it's not being listed on NASDAQ themselves. So that is another risk, but with 800% cost to borrow, I highly doubt that this float is not actually 500,000 shares. Anyways, my friends, that's about it for the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Drop a like on it if you guys did. Subscribe to the channel if y'all are new. Check out Moomoo if you want up to $7,000 in free stock as long as you deposit $1 on their platform. That's the second link in the description or first link down below in the pinned comment section. And if you want to sign up for Hootmoney trade alerts, we had a SPY put that ran over 500%. And also we got Redbox at a very low value, and that ran another 80% as of today, and I'm still holding that one out for an even bigger squeeze. You can join Hootmoney trade alerts with that first link in the description down below. But with all that being said, that's about it for the video. I'll be seeing you guys next time.